mercy.
It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the football team and the Panthers. And it's coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. A short time ago, a scene that never fails to stir up the folks here in Charlotte. Cam Newton strutting his way onto the field. His guys are fired up as they get set to go toe-to-toe with the Washington football team. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for visiting Washington, they've been cooking these last couple months. Winners of 7 of their last 8 games.
And if you extrapolate that out to a full season, they'd be 14-2. And anyone in the NFL today would sign up for that.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Green to bring it back. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 2015 NFL Most Valuable Player in his 11th season in the league, 32-year-old Cam Newton.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of...
And right away, he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. They'll be led by a 3-time Pro Bowler in his 5th season. It's Deshaun Watson.
Well, in prep for this one, it was fun talking with the defensive staff because they had to review last week's game tapes where he threw for over 400 yards. And they started ho-humming that performance. And finally, you said, he threw for over 400. That's got to be significant. That's why he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
They're going to be careful what they wish for ho-humming. He might do it again here in this one. The numbers a week ago for Chase. 7 catches, 94 yards.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So a glance here at the key inactives. There's other reasons, but this list, one of the reasons they've been struggling some this year.
And one that they won't make excuses with, but everyone knows that this is the key reason. Without these players, it's made it very difficult for them this season. They've battled, they've scrapped, but without those guys, hard to win games.
His kick is good. And it's 3-0 Washington. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Green to bring it back. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
There's going to be a jet sweep. Newton bats it forward. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And, partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. Able to slither by. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. So the completion there, and CD, as we know, trying to defend against an NFL quarterback, that's one thing. Trying to defend against a mobile NFL quarterback, that's quite another. What's the plan here defensively?
Well, the pass rush has to still try and get to him, especially the guys on the edge, but they're going to go maybe a count slower, right? They want to make sure they don't get too far upfield where he steps up and takes off through a lane. The same is true for those interior guys as well. So you've got to change it up with him. Try and keep him hemmed into the pocket, and occasionally you throw a spy on him. A fast linebacker or one of your extra defensive backs who can dance with him a little bit if he takes off and runs. And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit.
And he loses the football a second time. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Okay, after those first two drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club unable to hold on to the football and take care of it?
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Washington. In today's NFL, you know, we talk about quarterbacks and their speed and accuracy, but there's still something about a guy slinging one downfield.
And from where we sit, if you had told me that that ball was somehow going to get from point A to point B, I would have told you no way. I mean, that was an absolute cannon shot, and he still dropped it right on the money, too.
Yeah, that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead grows to 10-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Green to bring it back. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from his strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, They can't always account for individual effort defensively, and this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour. This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. From the gun, here's Newton. Checks this down to Hubbard. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Back to throw, Newton. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Now it's Newton. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now Newton. That is incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hubbard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Newton. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So more problems here in this 1st quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw, Watson. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
On second down, here's Barkley. Barkley, a first down and more. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the stream, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it? State quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Panthers and Cam Newton getting set to go again here on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Newton. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Newton. Finding Green complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is the quarterback, Allen. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Second down and 5.
Let's go one more. 29 is the Mike 29.
Throwing again is Newton. He goes right back to Green. He's got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
On 1st down, Hubbard, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Newton now to throw. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So here is Washington now to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Watson on 1st down. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down. $13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Now it's Watson. Oh, he's going to look downfield for Barkley. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A huge play there for Washington.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Watson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. From the 16, Watson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To the air yet again, Watson. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. And his kick is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives. Let's go.
There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. With them losing here in the 2nd quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not 4 verts? One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Throwing is Newton. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Brian Burns in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for Carolina. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Washington on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Watson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Newton now to throw. He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
20.
On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you to the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Newton. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And this is complete to Moore on the comebacker. And he's going to be out around the 45-yard line.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. To throw on 2nd and 10, Newton. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Brian Burns racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
So now Cam leads the Panthers up following the sack. Carolina facing 3rd and long. Newton to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Chris Jones now as he's on to punt for Carolina. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Watson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
Well, they're always hoping on that type of a play that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Washington on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Watson now to throw. Oh, he's going to go for it all. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty trip downfield there as they get a missed field goal on 4th down.
And I didn't see anything in the setup. It's a good snap, good hold.
Yep.
He just pushed it, and that one never wanted to come back.
The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Newton. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. Throwing again is Watson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. To throw is Watson. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Here's Tressway now, standing just outside his own goal line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Hubbard. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Tim Settle, the Virginia Tech Hokie, in there on the stop. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Newton's throw taken in by Green here. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Here's Newton. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. Open man is Duvernay. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Again, it's Watson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
Watson. This one goes out wide for Barkley. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of the play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. And this score will stay right where it is. I guess I got to hand it to him. That was ambitious.
Well, that's one way to put it.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it's the Saints who have the lead in the second quarter. Jameis Winston with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head up to MetLife Stadium to check on the Jets. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. The rookie Zach Wilson with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Emmanuel Sanders, a touchdown reception. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them.
And got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A huge play there for Washington. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, Watson. Going right back to Fant. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is incomplete.
I see what they were trying to do there, trying to find some dead space in the middle of the field and take their shot right there. A really good idea, but it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Watson looks to throw again. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But Washington looked to get this one back, and indeed they did. They will still have possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Here's Watson. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the 2nd half and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do in that one as a receiver is got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Newton. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a run with Hubbard. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try the air now with Newton. And a big loss is here as he's taken down. Chase Young, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
On second and a long way to go. Newton. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. To throw is Newton. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Brian Burns, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left. Roll him out, bootleg him, do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just wanted you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this 3rd and 4th quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect. Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Faking the give. Now Watson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Watson. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Let's go.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. A give to Barkley out of the gun. He'll get 3 up to midfield. From the 50, it's Watson. Completes it to Fant on the right side. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, oh, he's a nice luxury to have, isn't it?
He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now it's Watson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The Carolina offense about ready to go, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
From the 29, Newton. Thomas has got it. Complete. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
You see me?
It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Chris Jones now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Open man is Chase, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now Watson. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Watson now to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Watson. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. To the air yet again, Watson. That's caught over the middle by Fant. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. To throw is Watson. And that one goes incomplete on the drive. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. And this one is right through. And that will swell the lead to 16. So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
And onto the field here come the Panthers. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Cam's throw is caught here by Anderson. A gain of 6 there on first. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, here's Newton. Over the middle, complete. It's Anderson. Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton, and caught. Right side, Green. Newton on 1st down. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Let's go, D. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Quick turn.
Newton throwing again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Yeah, his hand on it couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll run for it. It's Hubbard. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. He needed 2. He only got 1. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, here's Watson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him down at the other 46. A huge play there for Washington.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Watson. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. Here's Watson. Over the middle to Beckham. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. On 3rd down, Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And as the numbers show, he really wasn't in the mix at the beginning, but they've got him in the rotation now, and it's proved a good move.
And that's what happens when you're a good player. There's a lot more attention drawn to you, and it's obvious that they had him in their game plan on defense, not letting him get off to a good start, but he's found a way so far here in the 2nd half.
Flush to his right. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So I don't know. I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st down, Newton. Checks this down to Hubbard. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Cam trying to rally his guys to the line as quick as he can. Now the throw pulled in by Anderson. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Now Newton. That is caught by Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Newton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A.J. Green with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions. So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as they'll try to get it to a 1-score game with a 2-point conversion. Here's Newton. And that one is caught. So they convert here and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. And hold the phone now. This game isn't over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense because you've got to get the ball into the end zone.
So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. On first down, Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll go to Barkley again. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. On 3rd down, Barkley. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. They'll run with Barkley. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And the Panthers will get the football back. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Cam to throw. Oh, look at the catch by Green. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Throwing is Newton. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's got this down to the 35. First down now with that clock rolling. Eluding the pressure right. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
So the illegal forward pass also cost him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Now it's Newton. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Washington, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Carolina, their woes continue as the record falls now to 1-10.